Don Tapscott. I chair the Blockchain Research Institute. And my question is for Brad, but anyone else. Why do we misunderstand what crypto is? In a lot of these conversations, we assume it's some kind of security, it's a new asset class, but we're digitizing, tokenizing all assets. So if you understand that, you'll understand that there are a dozen different types, of which what you're talking about is one. We're tokenizing carbon credits. Should we regulate that? We're tokenizing art. Should we regulate that? There are protocol tokens that enable people in a decentralized community to communicate with each other and to make decisions.
So if I understand the question, it's should we, well, if I may rephrase the question, there's often a conflation of crypto equals everything that can be defined as, stable coins versus non-backed assets, or protocol tokens, or the tokenization of other forms of financial assets. What, from a regulatory perspective, are the next steps here, given that when we talk about an asset class, an industry, or an ecosystem, it's actually multiple, or can be perceived as multiple different asset classes?
Well, I mean, Don pointed the question to me. I'll just say, I think one of the hardest parts for the people up here doing their jobs and all the people in the respective regulatory bodies is actually understanding new technologies at a degree of detail that, to Don's point, it's very difficult to paint all of crypto with one broad brush. You have represented here, one of the leading stable coins in Circle, Chainalysis, Michael's company. These are very successful, very robust companies doing very interesting things in a very regulated way. And I think the challenge for us, maybe that group of people, is there's so much, FUD. There's so much misinformation.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You got them all. I think it makes it very difficult. And I actually think we, the industry, have done ourselves a disservice by being exceptionally tribal, and kind of the infighting within crypto has actually made it even harder
to the chair's point
to understand the different pieces and parts. And look, that's why I'm here. That's why I come to Davos. That's why I'm meeting with regulators, because I want to partner and say, here's how Ripple approaches this, here's how we see the industry. And I will say, I've found an amazingly receptive audience here in Davos.
Virtually no traffic. You can go to different places very efficiently without using cars. There are no cars.
Not one single car?
It's going to be different types of transportation that are, like I said, environmentally friendly. There will be, it's based on renewable energy.
Dear friends, scientifically, this is not a climate crisis. We are now facing something deeper. Mass extinction, air pollution, undermining ecosystem functions, really putting humanity's future at risk. This is a planetary crisis.
This is a safety crisis, but above all, it is also a justice crisis. Many areas in the world are uninhabitable. This uninhabitable zone is increasing. If we continue with our greenhouse gas emissions, then by 2070, as many as 3 billion people will live in uninhabitable zones.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. The New World Order book is going to show you how the world really works. And it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. I told you at the beginning of the year, in the first quarter of 2022, we was going to have an event that was going to bring us down. And then also in the fourth quarter, we would have an event that would bring us down. That's exactly what happened. And now I'm going to tell you, in the first quarter, we're going to have an event that's going to bring us down in 2023. And then also in the fourth quarter of 2023, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, guys, the markets are still going to be pumping and dumping until they get ready to pull the full rug. But I'll let you know when that's about to happen. Now, also, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to get re-educated. And also, much love to those who donate to the Cash Shop and Patreon. And in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events. Also, I give you the New World Order cryptos in the Patreon. Of course, you have to do your own research. But this next bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure that you have the cryptos that have utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and cryptos up, stocks up. But guys, do not forget we have options. And I know a lot of you ask me, what time do options expire? It's around 3 o'clock Central Time. So I definitely see stocks pulling back, going towards close, and then cryptos this evening pulling back. And this week coming up, we have China celebrating the New Year. So we know a lot of liquidity is going to come out the market. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which are slightly up, but guys, we know that's nowhere near the highs. And then also, guys, when we look at the inverted yield curve, we know the crash is coming. And we have the dollar, which is slightly up. But guys, we know it's well off its highs. And we see commodities like gold are definitely benefiting. And then, of course, guys, we have volume, we have Tether, we have USDC. And then we have the Fed. Repo still over $2 trillion. They're going to be raising rates in the next 11 days. And then also rolling off the balance sheet. And we know all the central banks are doing the same in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. And we can clearly see that from Davos. And you heard that correct, guys. No cars. And those who've been with me from the beginning, I've done several videos on the climate agenda. And we had Klaus' speech opening up Davos, talking about all the crises in the world. Because, guys, we know they only need one crisis in order to get this globe moved over into the fourth industrial revolution. The digital transformation, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take over the economy and the sheep go inside the metaverse. Now, guys, don't forget about Grayscale sitting at about $18.7 billion. And then we have Genesis files for bankruptcy. And guys, you notice how you see the media blackout. You see the articles, but when it comes to the media, they touch on it and they move on. Because we know the big players behind Digital Currency Group, and don't forget, Digital Currency Group owns CoinDesk. And anytime we've seen a crypto bankruptcy, it's on CNBC all day, and they talk down the price. Not happening with Digital Currency Group, and like I stated, we know why. Now we have DYDX has 150 million tokens that are about to be unlocked February 2nd. And will that make the price go up or down? I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But guys, we know around that time, all crypto is going to be headed down, not just DYDX. So yes, if they're unlocking that many tokens, it's definitely going to be headed lower. Now we have Nexo agrees to $45 million settlement with the SEC on its earned product. And we see the SEC collecting that money. When they clearly did what they did to Coinbase, told them no, don't do it, because we're going to be coming down sooner or later. Remember, Coinbase was going to do that same earned product but they were told they can't do it. So why didn't the SEC do the rest of the companies like that? It does not make sense unless you understand that Gary Gensler is a puppet, and we know the SEC is nothing but the alphabet boys. And lastly, guys, we have Brad Garlinghouse on regulation, trying to fight the FUD. But guys, we know this debt crisis is going to help move along regulation in order to bring in Bitcoin, crypto, these robots, algorithms, and drones. It's the perfect crisis. Janet Yellen says that we hit that debt ceiling at $31 trillion, and now she has to pull from retirement account. And we know Republicans have taken over the House, so they're going to put the foot on the gas when it comes to the Hegelian dialectic. And they're going to sell the masses that we're in too much debt. Even though we know the Fed and Congress created all this inflation by printing all this money. Printed 20% of all money in existence in 1 year. And guys, we know the NWO calls the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. And we know the regulation is coming in for Bitcoin and crypto. And the politicians are going to sell the masses that is going to save them a lot of money. And we know this technology is going to put trillions of dollars back into the economy with real-time settlement. But then also, guys, we know technology can be used for good or evil. We know blockchain gives the NWO the all-seeing eye. Stablecoins, CBDCs, programmable money, they get an opportunity to tell you what, when, when, and how to buy, and you only have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys, don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread it everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the C-word, the biotech stocks, and while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money. What they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.